Hey guys, I'm your friendly neighborhood Web-Warrior Fanatic, and today we'll be going over all the new card reviews in the Jessica Jones and Luke Cage hero packs that Fantasy Flight Games sent me and a bunch of other Marvel Champions content creators. Huge shouts to Fantasy Flight Games as usual. And if you guys cannot tell, I am at a new location here, and we got a bunch of cool, wait, wrong way. Marvel Champion stuff set up right there, and we got a Spider-Man poster right there. Yeah, do want to sincerely apologize to everyone who has been following the channel for the lack of uploads lately. We have moved into a new house, and I've been dealing with the move and all that, so unfortunately just less time to make videos, but I still want to make consistent videos for all of you guys. And I'm literally filming this video the day right before we're supposed to post the video. So yeah, I mean, I'm hopefully I can get it done in time, but I still really wanted to make this video for you guys, sharing my thoughts and just showing all you guys all the new cards. As usual, I will put all the new cards in a Google Drive in the description of this video for you guys to take a look at. Some of these are reprints, but it's just cards that have not been reviewed. So these are all the unreviewed cards from the Jessica Jones and Luke Cage hero packs. They're only aspect cards right here and basic cards because we've already seen all of their identity specific cards. But yeah, guys, super excited for the new house. Not going to go too much into it here. If you guys want me to talk about it, we can talk about that in like a live stream or like a future video. But I just want to thank you guys so much. Huge shout out to everyone, all my channel members, everyone who likes, subscribes, all that stuff, because every little bit helps so much in finally having a house. And yeah, I mean, the door is closed back there, so my cat Sesame is not going to be jumping in this video, interrupting it. I know you guys love her. Unfortunately, we will be seeing her a lot less here, unless I make a video, outside, where she will still be jumping around. But right now, she's adjusting to the new house, so I don't think she'll be bothering us anyways. But yeah, I mean, I'm so grateful to everyone. And yeah, it's crazy, guys. Just been super busy, but yeah, gotta make the content here for y'all. So yeah, let's go over all these new cards. So I already have the card that is my favorite from what we've seen. So really quickly here, let me go over this list here. So all of these 9 cards here are from the Jessica Jones hero pack. So she comes with the Justice Precon. She has some basic cards, and then in her backup pack cards, she's got other aspects here. And for some reason, she has 3 protection cards, which is crazy. Yeah, I mean, we're really seeing like the bias for protection here in Marvel Champions. There even a Justice hero pack has so many protection cards at the backup pack. Jessica Jones also has a bunch of starting cards as well, but we've already seen those and I've already talked about in the channel. So these are just going to be the unreviewed cards. And then these 9 cards in the latter part of this list are going to be the Luke Cage unreviewed cards right here. So we have 9 cards that are unreviewed in Jessica Jones, 9 unreviewed cards from Luke Cage's pack. And yeah, if you guys want to see their Nemesis sets and obligations, that will also be in the description of this video in that Google Drive for y'all. So, okay, the craziest card. Like this card, like, I was on my phone, I was working, but I was looking at, the email from Fantasy Flight Games, and I was like, holy cow, wait a minute, what is this Hulk ally? This Hulk basic ally is in the Luke Cage hero pack. And yeah, he's insane. He is an insane card. So let's go over this one first because it's my favorite one. I really want to talk about this one the most. So it's a 4-cost ally, so very expensive. It's Bruce Banner Hulk. He has no thwarting, so you cannot build his thwarts that he can just never thwart. He has 2 attack, but he takes 2 consequential damage after each attack activation, and he's got 5 hit points, so very beefy. Not a great stat line for a 4-cost ally though, because he can't thwart, and he only attack, but he takes 2 consequential damage, so he only activate 3 times for attacking, which is pretty normal. But then most 4-cost allies can also thwart as well, right? So his stat line is a little bit lackluster. But I think the effect is well worth it. It's so thematic, and I think it's what the Hulk hero like was intended to be. So I don't know if that's like Fantasy Flight Games giving like an homage to like that's what the leaks and everything about what the community knows about what the Hulk hero should have been with rage counters. So this Hulk ally has a defender trait and a gamma trait. So he's a defender, and the Hulk gets +1 attack for each rage counter here. Holy cow, guys. If you guys don't know, I played several games on our channel with a house rule with the rage counter mechanic. where basically after the villain damage you or something like that, you place a rage counter. So the response here says after the villain attacks you, place one rage counter here. Okay, that is pretty insane. Okay, so you can essentially build out Hulk's attack stat if the villain attacks 10 times throughout the course of a game to get like 12 attack because he gets +1 attack for each rage counter here. So he's gonna take up an ally slot, but you can set him up for like just ending games. And I think like a really cool aspect to play this basic ally with is in protection. Because in protection, you can play stuff like taunt and have the villain attack you more, and then build up these rage counters on Hulk. And once you're able to flip the villain to their final stage, Hulk can just Hulk smash and just obliterate the villain in one go. That's kind of my first thoughts when I saw this card. And I think that's crazy, 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 crazy. Yeah, so I mean, I think this is such a cool card. I think it's so on theme for Hulk, and I think it's what the hero should have been with this rage counter mechanic where he gets rage counters and gets more angry the more the villain attacks you. So for the actual ruling here for this card, I don't know with 100% certainty, just because sometimes the wording is a little bit inconsistent in Marvel Champions. But from what we've seen, in the past with how cards work, when something like here says for a player card, when it says after the villain attacks you, it's similar to like taunt, where it means that the villain must attack you, the player. So it doesn't. So if you block with an ally, an interrupt can so trigger the villain's attacking you, and then the ally intercepts the attack. But as a response, it has this response triggers after the villain attacks you. So I believe, with how it's written, that the villain must actually attack and end the attack on the hero, on the identity, for you to get your rage counter on Hulk. So if you chump block with an ally, I do not believe that you will get a rage counter on Hulk. So if Hulk's in play, you have like another ally like Nick Fury, and then the villain attacks you, but the Nick Fury blocks the attack. The villain ended up attacking Nick Fury. Since the response happens after the attack never went to your identity. So I believe that we do not get a rage counter here. I could be wrong. We could get some clarification on this later, but I think that that's more thematic for Hulk to be really getting angry with the villain attacking you anyway. So I'm totally fine with that. And that's also why I think protection is a really cool aspect to play this ally in. But yeah, this is definitely the highlight of all the cards that we've seen. I think this card is so cool. I'm loving another Bruce Banner ally. We have not seen him since the core set, right? Like another Bruce Banner ally card, because it's just that aggression ally from a core set that's only 2 costs. But yeah, this one, I actually like this one a lot more. You guys know I love my big finishes, and I think that Hulk, doing a huge Hulk smash with the rage counter mechanic, super duper cool. Yeah, super excited for this. Man, I am getting yeah, you guys can tell. There is no furniture in our house yet, so I'm just sitting here on the floor, and it is exhausting, guys. Holy cow. Okay. So let's rank this card. So I have a tier list here. We're gonna be ranking and talking about all these new cards, and basically for the categories here, we have the S tier are cards that are even better than hero cards. Usually aspect cards are undertuned compared to hero cards. They're not as good because obviously hero cards like for the hero, so they're usually stronger. So this is like even better than hero cards will be the aspect cards that go here. For the A tier, it's going to be hero card level. So just so your average hero card level, if an aspect card goes there, it means that they're very strong. They're above the regular aspect cards, but just right on curve for what a normal hero card would be. B tier is going to be your average aspect card level. So all these aspect cards, if they at least reach their normal level, what we want them to be, then go here on the B tier. C tier are cards that are situational useful, so you might have to like have a specific situation to get value from that card. And D just gonna be undertuned cards. Usually I'm not playing any D cards just because even in specific situations, there are better cards for it. So yeah, these cards are usually not the best. So okay, the Hulk ally here. What do we think about how good he is? I immediately want to jump him and put him here on the hero card level because I feel like, let me think. I mean, you could make the case for him to be situationally useful, right? But if you're playing a 4-cost ally, you do need the villain to attack you. So like if you just play him for 4 cost and he swings 3 times for 2, that's actually not bad. Or swing 2 times and a chump block. That's actually not terrible. I mean, you're losing the versatility to Thor, right? But to have that, have him swing, pretty hard, for 2 is like kind of regular damage for a 4-cost ally. But I think at worst he he can be undertuning because he doesn't have any thwarting. But the fact that you can get him up to 3 attack with just 1 attack, for the next attack for the next turn, because he can swing for 2 when you play him, and the next turn he'll swing for 3, right? So I think with that he's already like situationally useful. But I mean, the fact you can set up finishes with Hulk, that there's no cap. Like, the fact that there's no cap on the rage counters, I think that's insane. And I think that the fact you can get, like, him to, like, 30 attack and go for finishes, that's what makes me want to put him in the hero card level. But is that just my bias, guys? Am I just super biased for Hulk right now? I kind of do feel like I'm pretty biased because I'm really just hyped on the card. Is he? So do we put him here? Do we put him here? He's a regular, he's like a good aspect card level, not quite hero card level. But thing is, this effect to be able to do that, um, I don't know, guys. I'll put him hero card level. Okay, let me know down in the comments. Do you agree or disagree? Do you feel like I am overrating this card right here? Because I feel like the fact, I mean, he can swing. Okay. Maybe the games won't last that long where the villain attacks you like 30 times to build his attack to like 32. But like, if you get him down early, the villain should attack you at least like, 6, 7 times throughout the course of a game. So you can get him to like, 8, 9, 10 attack. And then he can swing twice, right? Yeah. Because like, the thing is like, if you never activate with him and he has 5 hit points, you swing once for like 10 damage. He takes 2 costs of damage. He can still swing again and again, right? He can actually swing 3 times, right? I don't know what I'm talking about. So I think the fact he can do that, I mean, I'm putting him hero card level. I think that to have an ally potentially do 30 damage by itself, although it requires that you have him, early on, the situationally useful part of it. But I mean, even without, even getting him a second deck pass, I think he should still be able to do like 5 damage 3 times, which is still very good for a 4-cost ally. So I think he's hero card level, guys. Let me know if I'm biased. Let me know down in the comments where do you put this Hulk ally, but I think he's super cool. Okay, let's move on to the actual other cards now. So for Jessica Jones Hero Pack, the first card that was not reviewed is Spider-Woman. Maddie Franklin's a 4-cost Justice ally, 2 thwart, 2 attack, and 3 hit points. Web-Warrior traded, so this is kind of your regular stat line for 4-cost ally. However, for this stat line, we usually want for 4-cost ally 1 consequential damage for activation. So the fact that we're getting 2 for each one, that's pretty bad. She can't activate as much as we want her to. But let's check out this response here. After a character you control thwarts, place a limb counter here to a max of 8. That's a lot of limb counters. You may discard Spider-Woman to deal 1 damage to enemy for each limb counter here. So if you play her, she can, thwart for 2, and she counts as a character that's thwarting. You get a limb counter on here. Your hero can thwart, and you get another one. And then you want to discard her and ideally do 8 damage to an enemy. So what the cool thing about the response right here is that you can just, it's kind of like Hulk, where we're kind of like loading up, and she can do a lot of damage. I like the like limb theme of this. In terms of how strong I think the card is, the flavor is there, but 4-cost ally, it's similar to Hulk. She's not really having that much tempo, right? Like Hulk, I think is a little bit slow as an ally, and I think Spider-Woman ally is also slow. But I think that her value, like after you get her all built up, is not quite at Hulk's level. So I want to put her here, because I'm thinking, the thing is you have to discard her. So it's not like Hulk where he's activating, and then after he attacks, he can still attack again and attack again, right? For Spider-Woman, she activates once, and then let's say like over the course of 2 or 3 turns, you get those 8 limb counters. You must discard, so you lose her. You don't get that last activation, and you can't chump block with her for that effect. Yeah, if you're chump blocking with her, you're losing a lot of value from what she wants to do. Hulk can still chump block. Hulk here, he's pretty crazy. He can attack if you have 8 rage counters. He can swing for 10 again, and then still chump block for you. Spider-Woman is not chump blocking if you want this 8 damage from her. So I'm gonna, man, this feels really biased, but I feel I'm putting her. You guys know I love Web Warriors, but I think she's situationally useful. I think that she really needs specific situations for her to like pop off there. I think Hulk is just more of a universally better card, unfortunately. I think that in the correct situation, you can really get the 8 limb counters in like 2 turns by having all your characters thwart like crazy. So I mean, she can be higher tempo than Hulk, and again, the 8 damage off 8 is very good too. but I don't think she's like an aspect card that I'm just like putting in like in every Justice deck. I think I have to really work for it, you know what I mean? But yeah, she is still a fun card. But I don't think that she's quite on the level of Hulk or even like your regular aspect cards. All right, let's look at the next card here. This is a reprint. Lay Down the Law coming in Jessica Jones Hero Pack. And it makes sense because Jessica Jones can literally flip down to Alter Ego and flip back up to hero form every single turn. So you can trigger this response every single turn. It's a one cost event, super cheap. Hero response Thor. It is a Thor activation. After you change forms, remove 3 threat from a scheme and 4 that you pay for this with a mental resource. This response is going to be triggered in hero form. So you must be flipping, up to a hero form to play this hero response. Easy for Jessica Jones, 1 for 3 or 1 for 4. It is a strong card, but it's situational. So I would say, I mean, for Jessica Jones, it's a hero card level, right? Because it's 1 for 3 or 1 for 4, and that's usually what hero cards are. If not if not, this card's even better than hero cards. But I think for regular, I mean, it's at the same time it's situational useful because you need to be able to flip. But it's so above curve that I want to put in your like regular aspect card level because it's like the situational use of it is outbalanced by how much the removal that is and how cheap it is. So I will put it right in the B tier there for the aspect card level. I think that's a fair spot for this reprint here. Next card is we got Lay the Trap. So this is also a reprint. It's a 1 cost player side scheme. Whenever you defeat it, the player who defeats this scheme deals 5 damage to the villain. We all know what this card does. Where would this go? I think it's situationally useful. I'm not a big fan of this side scheme. I'm put it here in the C tier. Now I'm just say because it is a reprint. Next we got Determination. We got another reprint here. It's a wild resource, just 1 resource, max 1 per deck if you're playing the Justice aspect. Hero response, after you spend this card, you can remove 1/3 from the main scheme. Not my favorite. You guys have probably never seen me use this card on the channel. I don't know how often I've actually played this card. It's not like terrible, but once again, situationally useful. You need the right situation for this card to give you value. Like it's only being spent as a resource. The wild is nice, but then like remove 1/3 only from the main scheme too. So it's like if you have like a Christ icon in play, you cannot remove throughout from the main scheme. So yeah, this will bypass Patrol though, but yeah, not the craziest card. Next we got Hellcat. We got another ally here. She's a 4 cost ally, Patsy Walker, 2 Thor, 2 attack, 3 hit points. So this is your average stat line from what we want from a 4 cost ally. She does have the Defender and the Martial Artist traits. If your Denny has a Defender trait, this card gains action. Put Hellcat into play from your hand, and then the phase is Carter. So basically, if you don't have the Defender trait, she's just a blank card. Just stat line here. And this stat line is, I would say it's undertuned because we have so many 4 cost allies with the exact same stat line and a positive effect. So to have this same stat line and not have a positive effect is not good. However, the effect, it is positive obviously, but only if you have the Defender trait. So we're going to evaluate her as if we're playing an identity that has that Defender trait. So as an action, in your hand, you can put her into play, and at the end of phase is Carter. So the player phase, you must discard her before you go into villain phase. So she becomes a free ally, like a 0 cost card that you can just put down and then throw for 2 or attack for 2. And she's basic. She's a basic card. So you play like Get Ready, you can get even more value out of her. So yeah, that is pretty good. I think that's above situational useful. I think that puts her in either here or here. So let's put her here first. And I just want to describe why I think she's better than C tier for sure. So it's the versatility. She's always going to be useful, right? If you have a bunch of resources in hand, you can play this 4 cost ally that can, throw for 2, attack for 2, and give you value throughout, a few turns. If you only have, like, if you need to spend your hand on other things, and you only have just her left in your hand without any resources to pay for her, that's fine. She's 0 cost. You play a 0 cost ally, just like Grant Ward, and then, oops, sorry guys, getting a phone call there. I've been getting a lot of spam here with the new house, but yes, apologies for that. But basically, you can play her for free like Grant Ward, like a 0 cost ally. She can immediately thwart or attack for you, right? Which is super good. And then she'll just leave play. So it's kind of like a 0 cost event that thwarts for 2, or a 0 cost event that does 2 damage. So that's not bad for a 0 cost event, right? So yeah, because of that, I mean, that's like pretty good for a 0 cost event actually. So because of that, I think that she is at least You know, I'm gonna put her A tier. I'm gonna put A tier because I think how we have to look at it is like if she was a zero cost basic event, okay, that said choose one, remove two threat from a scheme, or do two damage to enemy. I think that she is what a hero card, like the level of a hero card. I think that that is a very good use for a card, right? I think a zero cost event that either thwarts for two or attack for two is a very versatile event that you can use in almost every turn, every single situation. So for her to be able to do that, and the fact that it's her Thorn, not you Thorn, which means if you're stunned or confused, you can still use the action to put it into play. I think she goes to the top of A tier here. And then she's also a potential resource sink if you have the resource and nothing else to play her as a stat stick, which is, she's a decent stat stick or a 4 cost ally. Um, I do feel like where you get the value from her is that the versatility of being a zero cost event, though. It's not the craziest impact. So you know what? Because of my bias, I'm still gonna put Hulk in front because I think that at the end of the day, I mean, Hellcat, she can be good temple, but if you're playing her for 4 costs, she's really not that good because now she no longer has this. She has no effect whenever she's in play. Her only effect is when she's in your hand. So for a blank effect, 4 cost ally, 2 Thor, 2 attack, 3 hit points, it's not really that good. Like the only reason I'm putting her high is because of that ability for her to be a pseudo event. You know what I mean? So yeah, I think Hulk has more potential, but Hellcat has a very high floor. Just being a zero cost event to ping 2 threat or do 2 damage. I think that she's an easy like fill in if you're like not sure how to build the rest of your deck. You just include Hellcat in there, and then she can just do 2 Thor or 2 damage for you. You know? So yeah, pretty solid, unique effect here for an ally. Next, we got a player's side scheme called Second Chance. It's a zero cost side scheme, so you just play for free, 3 per player threat. Victory display 0, and then whenever it's defeated, each player may shuffle all their idea specific cards, so all their hero cards from their discard pile back into their deck. You may do it, so you don't have to do it, right? So if you're a player that doesn't want to do that, you don't have to. Yeah, this is not terrible. I think it is situationally useful. I'm gonna put it at least here. I think I like the Spider Woman more. So yeah, we'll put it right here. So let's talk about the stealing of the card. Stealing the card is like end game. Whenever you want to do like when you're ready to get your events to burst the villain down, and you have like a thinned out deck, then you shuffle all your identity specific cards back in. You usually get those powerful events and get a lot of value out of that. So that's like kind of the best case. The worst case is if your early game and usually the early game is kind of more important because you're not as set up and stuff. If you get this card, I mean, what if you have a bunch of your identity specific events or cards still in your deck? You know what I mean? You need the identity specific cards to be out. And what if it's kind of like a proportional amount, right? So like what if like you have half identity specific cards out and half of your basic cards out? Like it's not gonna give you that much value to add like 7 more identity specific cards back into a deck that's already like, I don't know, when your deck's still like 20, right? Like you may not get the cards that you're not drawing things right away either. So it's kind of like it's lower tempo. It's not a bad card, but it's usually not a card that I would include, I think, unless I'm playing like Cable, who's like, who really benefits off the victory with the side scheme. And late game, Cable can really pop off with this. And Cable is the type of a hero where your side schemes, you can really save side schemes for late game. A lot of other heroes use the player side schemes to ramp up and build out early game. And Cable is kind of like, he has that flexibility, especially with the Professor, to just tutor any side scheme a late game as well. So I think for Cable, it's probably like here, just because he can tutor in his Telekinetic Blast, all those like powerful events from his discard pile whenever when he has a bunch of side schemes in victory display. But for most heroes, it's just going to be in stage here. Situational useful, not terrible, but not amazing. Next, we have Shakedown. So we've got an aggression card in the back of pack cards for that Jessica Jones hero pack. So it's a 1 cost upgrade. It's a tactic card. Play it under any player's control. That's cool. You could give to another player. As a response, after you attack an exactly defeated minion, you can exhaust this card to remove threat from a scheme equal to the minion's base scheme. So this is really synergizing with that martial artist vibe. And I love flavor text here. I'm not your bro, Jessica Jones. So yeah, you need to exactly defeat a minion, and you can exhaust a card. So a card does exhaust. It's not like unlimited uses, per turn. And then remove threat from a scheme equal to a minion's base scheme. I think that this would be good for minion slaying decks because a lot of those minion slaying heroes like Thor don't have a lot of thwarting. So if you use the minions scheme to remove threat from any scheme, even the main scheme, even side schemes, I think that's pretty good. You just have to exactly defeat minions, which may be hard for a hero like Thor. And it has to be you, right? It can't be your ally. It has to be after you attacking and exactly defeat a minion. So this is a tough card to evaluate here, I think, because martial artists can more easily exactly hit numbers. So martial artists will usually probably be, I'll also say aspect card level. But I think for most heroes, it's gonna go here in the C tier. I do like it more than that though. Um, yeah, because I think that you need two things going for you. You need that you need to be able to hit. You have to be the one, not an ally, to attack and exactly defeat a minion. So if you have like a base attack set of 3 like Thor, I mean it's gonna be tough to exactly defeat minions that have like 2 hit points, or even like 4 hit points, right? Unless you don't have an ally that has like 1 attack to ping a damage and then Thor swings. So it's gonna be pretty difficult to hit that for a lot of heroes that don't have those small instances of damage. Like Thor doesn't really have that. So that's gonna be difficult for a hero like Thor to do that. And the second thing is you need minions in play. So I would say every single turn you have this upgrade in play and you're not defeating a minion, I mean, you're kind of losing value from it too. The good thing is it's only 1 cost, so it's super duper cheap. So if you can at least remove, 2 threat, 3 threat with this card, it's already like obtained its value. But you really want to use it with minion slaying decks. I think it's not really. I mean, it's fine to use with non-minion slaying decks just because it's so cheap. It's not terrible. It just needs a situational use for it, I think. Yeah, I think you need to like a martial arts minion slayer would go crazy. I think martial arts minion slayers would probably put this card in the A tier, but I think for most heroes, it's it's good in the correct situation. I think it's a good spot for it. All right, next we got Echo. So we're gonna go over all the protection cards in Jessica Jones's pack. So she's a 3 cost ally, 1 thwart, 1 attack, and 3 hit points. She's also got the defender and martial artist traits. Reduce the amount of damage Echo takes from each attack by your hero's defense. That's pretty interesting. Um, so yeah, she can reduce the amount of damage from by your hero's defense. I mean, yeah, she's a fine card. I think that I mean it depends what your hero's defense is. Have we seen this card? I'm kind of feeling like we've seen. Sorry guys, I apologize if this card's already been reviewed. I almost feel like that it has been reviewed. Maybe through Fantasy Flight Games, just like showing off some of their backup pack cards. But this isn't a Jessica Jones hero pack. But yeah, okay. So let's just evaluate her. So reduce the amount of damage she takes from each enemy attack by your hero's defense. Um, she has to defend for you, and you reduce it by your hero's defense for free, which is not bad. So it's like if you have a minion in play, like a 2 attack minion, you can just keep the minion in play forever, and Echo can just constantly block the attacks for you if your hero has enough defense. So another thing is like, obviously you're playing protection. So if you build your defense really high, like you got like 7 defense, and that's crazy. She can defend an attack. The problem is she has to exhaust to defend, so she's not activating for you. She's kind of like she can soak a hit for you. I would say situationally useful because not all protection decks care about building their defense. I'm putting her right there. Like if you're playing a protection deck with like Ready for Fight, you want to actually take damage to the face, and you want to flip down to Alter Ego a lot. Your defense might not be that high, so she won't be that useful. But if you're playing, well, with Armor Vest, trying to build out that defense, then she's gonna be a lot better. And if your hero has high base defense, then she's gonna be a lot better as well for keeping minion around. But yeah, I think she's solid, but more she can really do a lot if you can get in the right situation. But in other situations, she's not good. So I think situation useful is a good spot for her. Next, we have Lay Low. 0 cost protection side scheme. Victory. When defeated, each player may change to alter ego form. Heal damage from each alter ego equal to its recovery. So another great way for protection to flip down to alter ego safely in addition to ready for a fight. I wish Justice had a side team like this. Not only get a recovery up, but you may change the alter ego form. That's pretty nice. I mean, it's really nice for a table. I think that this card, I almost want to put it hero card level because the thing is, I really, you guys know me if you follow the channel. I love Artigo. It's my favorite mechanic in Mario Champions, and to be able to flip down like this with a player's side scheme, I think it helps every hero out, and it's a pretty invaluable thing, right? Not all heroes have a way to flip down to alter ego safely. Jessica Jones does, obviously, but not all heroes can do that, and I think that it's invaluable for any card to be able to do that. So any hero card that gives a hero a way to flip down safely, I'm more like that's a great card. So this player size, I feel like it's worth it because it's essentially 3 thwart and you heal 3 for free, right? You get to flip down, you can recover 3 and flip right back up to hero form. And if you have any form changing stuff like lay down a law, you can trigger all that stuff as well. If you have like a mana table, you can use her as well. And then flip right back up to hero form so the villain never schemes on you. So I think it's, I mean, okay, I'm thinking if I were thwart for 3 to heal 3, I already feel like that's really good. Is this a hot take, guys? Let me know. I'm gonna put this in S tier. I think this is a super crazy good player size game, actually. Um, I think that's top tier. Yeah. Am I tripping, guys? Is this card like, am I overrating this card? Let me know down in the comments, but I think that it is that good. Like, if you look at its floor is it's free to play, so it's super duper cheap. You can leave it on table. When you remove the 3 per player threat from it, then everyone gets to flip down to Arc Eagle, recover for at least 3 and then flip back up to hero form so the villain never schemes. But if you have alter ego triggers like Aunt May, if you have like hero form responses when you flip like lay down a law, you can get all that stuff off as well. So I think the floor where you're just getting the recovery for 0 cost and 3 player threat, it's already great. So like with just that, if it just said heal hit points from equal to your recovery stat, stay in hero form, then like that's already like around this tier, right? If it was just if you don't get the heal and it was just you can flip down for free, you may flip down to Arc Eagle and you can flip back up in hero form if you want, then it goes in A tier for me. So the fact that it's like a B tier effect plus an A tier effect, I think it's S tier. Holy cow, is this the best card that we're looking at today? It might be, guys. This card's really good. Awesome. Okay, I think Lay Low is one of my new favorite player side schemes, especially for protection, I would say. Yeah, it's a really nice side scheme. All right, next we got a Zero God's Upgrade. Mitigated Threat. It's a condition card attached to any card. So any player card or encounter card or the villain card doesn't matter. I mean, we're getting another one of these upgrades I can attach to the villain for stuff like Cyclops' Optic Blast. Because this counts as an upgrade attached to a villain as well, right? Attached card loses each Acceleration, Amplify, Crisis, and Hazard icon. As a force response at the end of the round, each player may spend 1 resource of any type. If any player does not discard this card. Okay, that's pretty cool. That's a really fun theme there. So, you have the card, and you have to pay for its cost, like to keep it into play, which is every single player spending a resource of any type. Yeah, I mean, I think this card is great if you're pairing it with the pool side scheme, Live Dangerously, because that has all 4 icons on it, but it gives every player a +2 hand size. So like with the extra hand size, it's gonna be mitigated with the force response. So if someone's playing in pool and someone's playing in protection, I mean, you attach mitigated threat to the Live Dangerously, and you skip and play the entire game. That's clean, easy. Um, and I mean, yeah, but even aside from that, I think it's a pretty interesting card because it allows you to delay how threatful a side scheme is, right? Usually for me, the side scheme I hate the most are hazard icons. So like, it's a huge threat. You can attach a mitigate threat to it, and then not worry about the hazard for a like tax of one cost. You have to focus on other things. So you have to focus on other things in a turn. This might be useful. If you need to bypass a crisis icon, right? If you can't remove enough threat from the crisis, but also throw from the main scheme, just put this on the crisis side scheme, and then just thwart the main scheme. And then you have to spend that tax, right? You don't even have to spend a tax actually if you're doing that, because if you're out of economy for your turn, you can just let this card get discarded at the end of the round. Oh, it stays for the whole round too. Wait a minute, I was reading this as end of the phase, so end of the round makes it even better because it's Zero God's Upgrade. You can just attach to like a hazard side scheme, and then you go through the whole villain phase where you can ignore that hazard icon because it loses the hazard icon. Then you can choose to not discard a card, and then this card just get discarded. So it's Zero God's Upgrade to just blank that out. So even at its lowest floor, to blank out any side scheme icons for 0 cost for 1 round, that's pretty good. And in fact, you can keep this in play forever if you spend a resource every single turn. I mean, that makes it even more valuable. So I think this card is always useful. So it's going to be higher than C tier. I think it's a hero card level. I think it's a hero card level. Yeah, we're going to put this. We're going to put this here. Yeah, that's a crazy, man. Protection getting all the bangers. Holy cow. This is so good. Yeah, this is a really, really good card. I think that it's useful for every single deck. Yeah, there might be turns where it's not useful. So you know what? Maybe we should drop it down because if there is no nasty icon in play, then obviously this card isn't going to be as good, right? You need icons to be in play. So okay, let's drop it down to the aspect level. Yeah, I feel like it's situational, but situation is like it happens at least once every game. It's just where you draw this card whenever you need it. You know what I mean? But yeah, I think it's very, very good. I'm gonna put it top here, and I think you can definitely make the case for it to be A tier. And with like Live Dangerously, it's S tier, you know? So yeah. All right. Let's move on to the first Luke Cage cards. So those are all the Jessica Jones unreview cards. Here are the Luke Cage ones. We got Valkyrie, 3 cost ally, 1 Thor, 2 attack, 3 hit points. She's Asgard and Defender. She has toughness, really working well with that Luke Cage precon deck. As interrupt, when an ally would be defeated, you can discard Valkyrie from play. Instead, heal the ally until they have at least 1 hit point remaining. That's a pretty weird interrupt. Heal the ally until they have 1 hit point remaining. I mean, the ally will never have 0 hit points. What does that mean? If the ally has 2 hit points, does it mean that you drop them down to 1 hit point? Because with the Luke Cage archetypes in his leadership precon, you get a benefit from having 1 hit point. But yeah, so I'm not entirely sure the ruling on this card, guys. Like, does it heal the ally until they have 1 hit point remaining? Does it heal them down? Right, the ally has 3 hit points left. Does it heal them down to 1 hit point remaining? I'm not sure. I think it doesn't. I think it's considered when ally will be defeated. It means the ally has 0 hit points now. So ally is defeated. Then you discard Valkyrie, so you heal them from 0 back up to 1. Yeah, so she changes block on an ally getting defeated for you. And then she comes with toughness. So, I mean, the good thing is you don't have to exhaust her, which is pretty nice. So she can exhaust, block a hit with the tough, and then she just activate more. Yeah, so okay. I think whether we value her with her floor, and I think when we look at it that way, she's already very good. So 3 cost ally, 1 thwart, 2 attack, 3 hit points with 1 constant damage for each activation. That's already in your average stat line for 3 cost ally. So it's already a good stat line there, right? Then you add in toughness by itself. It's great because now she can block, not chump block. She's gonna fully block a hit for you. It's low tempo, but it's still, for just 3 cards, you're getting that added toughness there. Makes her already at least minimum at the top of aspect card level. Yeah, probably around here now. Then you have this little interrupt here. When an ally would be defeated, so like you can have Valkyrie activate multiple times, and then when the ally is about to go away like another viable ally, you can heal the ally until they have 1 hit point remaining. So it depends, right? If you combo her with like Hulk, right? Let's go all the way back up to Hulk here. If you combo her with Hulk, let's say Hulk has 10 attack, he attacks again, and he's going to attack a 3rd time. He would take 2 more constant damage and get defeated. Then Valkyrie can heal him back up. So he still gets that 3rd activation. He can activate a 4th time afterwards. So for very valuable allies, you can keep them around for another turn. I don't really add the most value to that effect. I think obviously if you're using it with like Hulk, it's tremendous value. For some allies, it can be really good values as well. Like allies like Hulk that get a lot of power from their activation. Just really valuable activation type of allies. But I think it's tough because you need that ally in play. You need Valkyrie in play. It's gonna be at the end of both of these allies' activations, right? You need Valkyrie to activate, get her down to her last hit point to get the most value, right? If you just have Valkyrie block 1 hit, lose her tough, and if she still has 3 hit points and you're triggering this interrupt, not the most value from it. You know what I mean? You need things to really line up. I mean, it's a lot of cost to play Valkyrie and the other ally and to just keep them both around. You know what I mean? So I think that tempo is low there. So I think the ceiling is very high. The ceiling can be like, maybe around here. But I think that most of the time we're just looking at her for her stats and the toughness, which is already good. So I don't think this is enough to bump her up to the A tier, but definitely interesting, really interesting effect. Let me know down in the comments if I'm missing a very cool interaction with this effect, other than like just with like an ally that has a good activation, or like another ally that you want to keep around. Yeah, I'm trying to think like, I mean, you can have an ally chump block for you, but then like you discard Valkyrie and heal the ally, so it's like you could just have Valkyrie be the one chump block. You know what I mean? There are some allies like Echo that might have more value from like, or not Echo, but like allies that can do damage when they block, something like that. But like, yeah, I think she's not terrible. But yeah, nothing crazy. At least from what I can think of with her ability. Next, we got a reprint here of Innovation. It's maximum per deck. Hero response after you spend this card. Heal 1 damage from an ally that you control. Yeah, similar to Determination. Nothing crazy there. I'm not a big fan of these other these resource cards, these single resource cards, because you can't ever play them. You can only use them as a resource, which is not terrible. But yeah, I'm getting really tired sitting here, guys. All right, we got 5 cards left. We got, oh yeah, She-Hulk here. Yeah, I apologize to all my She-Hulk fans. But you know, I am more excited for the Hulk one. But She-Hulk is also very cool. 4-cost ally as well. Very expensive ally. 2 thwart, 2 attack, 3 hit points, but she does take 2 constant damage for each activation. This is not a great stat line for 4-cost ally, similar to the Hulk ally. Not the best stat line. She also has the Defender in the Gamma traits, but she has toughness. So I think just with the toughness here, I mean, she can block a crazy attack, and then she can thwart twice, attack twice, or activate once and then block again. So I think that already, the tough puts her our way at least in the B tier. So she's not going to be here. Then as a response, after she enters play, you can give your identity a tough stats card. So very similar to Polaris type vibes, but you don't have to be X-Men. So I think that she goes, I mean, she gives you a tough, she has a tough. Is she S tier? She is. She's floating around here for me. Okay, let's take a look at this more closely. Okay, so she enters play. That means that if you make the call for her, you can pair her up with leadership. You get a tough. It doesn't matter if you're in alter ego or hero form. It's a response. It's your identity getting a tough. So you get that no matter what. Dang, she's really really good. 2 toughs, and a tough on your identity is way more valuable than a tough or an ally. So the fact that like she's just already like a solid ally here, like without giving you a tough. She's already a solid ally with a decent sign and a very good sign if you're considering her own tough. But then the fact that she gives you the tough, I mean, that's pretty good. Like, when do we have allies give you toughs, right? That's like Nick Fury Sr., but only for Shield characters. That's like Polaris, but for X-Men, this is a universal one. And like, if I were to compare Shield to Polaris, one costs more. She herself has a tough. Polaris gives any X-Men, so it's usually your identity or herself as an ally or another X-Men ally. I think she's better than Polaris, so I think that, dang, I think she goes here. Does she even go above this lay low size scheme? I think she's better than Hulk because I think that she has more uses that are useful for her. I think she goes S tier, guys. Holy cow, that's really cool to see. Yeah, the Hulk allies here getting really cool effects here. Not just really powerful effects, but really interesting effects as well. She says here, you interrupted my workout. So yeah, really cool card. Yeah, this card is awesome. I think she's better than Hulk, in a very different type of way, right? Hulk is like you want to build him out and get those rage counters. She just comes in like crazy, giving your identity the tough, which is high tempo, and then she has a tough, but you can actually just activate with her because she's giving your identity the tough. So you're losing a little bit of value from there, but I mean, yeah, if you save your tough and her tough, then you're getting a lot more value. So yeah, she's super duper solid. Nice. That's a really, really strong ally here in the Luke Cage hero pack. Next we got size advantage. Oh, this card is so cool. So we got Hulk here in the heart. 2-cost event. It's an attack event for aggression. And this is a backup pack card for the Luke Cage hero pack, even though he does come in the leadership precon. Hero action attack. Do 3 damage to enemies. So 2 for 3 is not amazing. It's not the worst thing in the world, but it's not great. But you do 6 damage instead if you have the giant trait or more remaining hit points than that enemy. So I'm really glad they have this more remaining hit points thing, because if it's just a giant trait, it's not a lot of heroes that have that. I think it's just Ammon and Wasp have that giant trait. I love the flavor text there, Puny Runt. So if you're playing Hulk, you have 18 hit points. You will usually have more hit points than even the villain on their stage 1 and 2. For stage 3, you have to do a little bit more first, but 2 for 6 damage is very, very good. I feel like this is like an all-include for Hulk aggression. 2 for 6, that's very, very good. And you just gotta keep your hit points high, I think, right? For Aiming and Wasp, I think these are all includes because if they're in your giant form, you're popping off for a lot of damage. So I like that there's really not a lot in between there, right? It's 2 for 6 is just amazing. 2 for 3 is not that good. But 2 for 3 is serviceable. The fact that you can still get this off even without having more hit points or the giant trait is a nice thing, right? Like it's better than this than saying like this card can only be played if you have the giant trait or you have more remaining hit points. You can still do 3 damage without that, but it can potentially do 6. So I think this is an awesome card. Normally a card like this I would put in situationally useful, but the fact that it's still at least a 2 for 3, like at its worst situation, because another thing is you're not including this card for heroes that don't have like a size advantage, right? You're not including this for heroes that aren't like She-Hulk or Hulk that have like super high hit points, or Aemon and Wasp can get the giant trait. You're not including this card. So where you would include, I think that it's a pretty good aspect card. Oh man, these are tough. I think it's better than Lay It On Law, but I think it's really tough to compare these guys here. I think that I'm putting him behind Valkyrie, but this is a really cool card for sure. I'm really liking the flavor of these cards and just thematically how they feel. Yeah, the size advantage, very cool. All right, next we got Observe. This is a Justice card, also in the backup pack cards for that Luke Cage precon, or Luke Cage hero pack. It's a 1-cost event for Justice. Hero action, the villain schemes give your hero a tough stats card. So a very, very cheap way to get a tough stats card. It's Daredevil here saying there are no other ways. There are other ways to see. I mean, not no other ways. There are other ways to see. So, I mean, getting the tough is very valuable. Villain scheming is not as valuable. Obviously, if you have a confused on a villain, you can have them just pop that confused because it still counts as them like scheming. Because there's no cost error, so you don't actually have to scheme. So if you can make it the scheme, you still get that tough. However, I mean, is it worth it to pop confused or just flip down to have them pop confused? You know what I mean? So I think a scheme is tough. The villain scheming is tough. The fact that I mean, even if you mitigate it, you have to use other stuff to make this card useful. So I don't know. I don't know how good that. I'm feeling like undertuned right now, guys. I'm gonna be honest with you. I know a 1-cost event to give you a tough is so good, but just like how I value the Alter Ego flipping so much to be able to flip down to Alter Ego, I value giving the villain a free scheme like as a very high tax for this card. It's really nice for you to obviously have confuses block it, but I'd rather just flip down and have the confuse allow me to flip. If you're in excess of confuses, then this card is good, but even at that time, it's situationally useful because you need to play that. You need to get that confused off to get the value from this card. So, yeah, I mean, I'm loving the art, but I'm gonna put this card in D tier, guys. I think this is our worst card that we've seen here that hasn't been reviewed. But yeah, let me know down in the comments if you agree or disagree with that. I think it's not that great of a card. All right, next card here is Toughen Up. It's a protection card in the Luke Cage hero pack. 2-cost upgrade. I'm expecting to be super good because all these protection cards have been insane. Response after you recover, if your remaining hit points are equal to or greater than your base hit points, you can exhaust this card and give your identity a tough. Ooh, I don't know. I don't know how good it is actually because you have to recover. You gotta make a base recovery, and you need to excel. You need to excel your base hit points. You need heal back up to full life basically, or have like stuff like endurance to build out your hit points, and then when you recover you go higher than your base hit points, right? So if you have 10 hit points, you need to heal back up to 10 or more than 10 to get a tough. A cool thing is though, this card right here, this card, I just want to say this for Luke Cage, this card is very good. This card's up here because of the way that Luke Cage mechanics works. I think this would be like a perfect identity card for Luke Cage. Because he's a hero where even though he has toughs on him, his hit points can still drop low, and you want to actually keep him pretty healthy, like at high life, despite having a lot of toughs. Because each time you lose a tough, you take a damage. So for Luke Cage, it is a really good card to keep him healthy and to give him more toughs. For other heroes, I mean, I feel like it's situationally useful. I mean, when are you gonna be able to get this off? You know, so I'm put it here. It's not terrible, but yeah, it's like if you're at full life, do I even need that tough? You know, it's useful, it's helpful, but it's like I'm at full life. You know, so yeah, it's okay. It makes sense that's coming in for Luke Cage. And finally, the last card here, it's a basic card, Black Belt. Really cool to give someone a Black Belt. Zero cost upgrade. Play only if any player controls a martial arts card. It's a little bit unique and different from other honorary type of Avenger type of cards. So you attach to any friendly character, including another identity or an ally. Max 1 per character. Attached character gets +1 hit point and gains a martial arts trait. I really like. So this is your basic type of like honorary Avenger type of card, but the play requirements, it's very unique for this. It's super duper unique. So play only if any player controls a martial arts card. That means that if you are playing an identity that does not have the martial arts trait, like if you're playing like, I don't know, let's say like Peter Parker Spider-Man, for example, um, and you play a martial arts ally like Hellcat, you can play her for free with her action there. You now are a player that controls a martial arts card. So you can play black belt on yourself, attach to yourself, and then give Peter Parker a black belt, and he now has the martial arts trait, and he can pop up with all the other martial arts decks. So I think it's really cool that you can make essentially anyone an honorary martial artist, right? If you have any card, it doesn't have to be an ally, any card that has a martial artist, like any martial arts card, that's pretty cool. Yeah, so I mean it's similar to those honorary cards. I think they're all gonna go like kind of in the same area. Like they are situationally useful for if you are playing that type of style, right? If you want that martial artist thing going on. And really, yeah, I mean it's a great way to have martial arts trait in alter ego for martial artists that have the martial arts trait in hero form. However, I think with this trait, there's not a lot of I don't think we've seen any actually that are martial artist alter ego responses, right? Most martial artist things only work in hero form anyway, so you don't really care about having that. Like for X-Men, I love to have the X-Men trait in my alter ego, so that I could use the extra in alter ego, so that I could use Utopia and Ready Up in my alter ego, so I can recover again if I want to do like a double recovery. You guys see me do it with Cyclops a lot. Even with Honor Avenger now, it's good to have that Avenge trait in alter ego, so you can play Avenge Me's, um, that new leadership card, Avenge Me. Yeah, I'm saying it's good to have the Avenger trait, so you can play Avenge Me from alter ego, so you can play like Queen Care from alter ego, right? That's useful. I think this card has different use. It's not as useful for alter ego shenanigans, but you can give any hero the martial arts trait, even in true solo, you can hand out to yourself if you have a martial arts card, and you can play a martial arts deck. So I think that that's a really cool, innovative type of way to introduce a trait for any hero. You know, it's gonna do more. It's gonna take more work than if you're playing Daredevil, who innately has a martial arts trait. But you can actually train anyone up to be a martial arts, which I think is pretty cool. So yeah, I mean, still just a situational useful card because you need to be able to build your deck with the martial arts stuff. But yeah, all right, guys. That's gonna be the end of this video here. After looking at all the cards, I think Shield is just super duper cool. But I don't think anyone can take over the Hulk ally for me. I think that's still my favorite card, but I think the She-Hulk ally is definitely my second favorite card that we've seen here, and Laylo is probably my third favorite card. So yeah, literally the top three of this power ranking list are also my three favorite cards that we've seen here. So yeah, you guys know the type of player that I am, but yeah, I just want to go through all these reviews and share my thoughts with you guys. For anyone that wants to see all these new reviews from Fantasy Flight Games. But yeah, just a quicker video here, guys. Sorry I couldn't go like more in depth with all the hero packs for Jessica Jones and Luke Cage and all their cards like I did for Fear of Evil. We really yeah, I'm gonna have to pack more stuff and move more stuff right now because yeah, we're empty here. We got the Marble Champion set up, so you guys know this is top priority. So of course we got all that set up, but no chair set on. So yeah, my back is not feeling so good after this video, but yeah, thank you so much everyone for watching. Thank you to Fantasy Flight Games for selling these cards. Check out all the other content creators that posted videos for the new previews as well. Huge shots to all of them. And yeah, I hope you guys all enjoy this one. I'll see you guys all in the next video.